the weekend. Maybe they're not in the office. I'll leave a message.
Thank you for calling Fitterman Sports. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you've reached this recording during office hours, we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you again for calling Fitterman Sports.
Hi, my name is Scott, and I'm with You Bet Smart podcast. We are interested in having Pete Rose on our podcast, and we wanted to know how much it would be for his time. And we will also go to him to make it easier on you guys. So let me know. My number is... beep. How's your week been?
I don't know, man.
I start with a question where Chris is like, I don't think you should ask us how the week's been.
It's kind of boring, and it puts us on the spot. Like, oh, it was good or it was bad. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to elaborate on unless you want to like talk about your week, like what actually happened in the week.
I went on a hike.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you go on a lot of hikes?
Kinda. We didn't go on a hike. We just went to walk, took the dogs down to the beach. But
okay.
Yeah. And went to sushi yesterday.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, I went and saw the Machine movie.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, I liked it. It was a little different than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more like a Anchorman type humor movie.
Okay.
But it's actually like got a good story, and
okay.
It's a little more, it's a little better of a movie, but not as funny as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, it's more like action movie.
Action, yeah. There's good story to it.
Okay,
and, yeah. There's some really funny parts in it too.
Okay,
but yeah, it's a good movie. I was just laughing at the line. One of the lines in it is thank you for taming your whore. When you see it, you'll laugh at it.
Damn.
I think I might go tomorrow because Bert Kreischer made a really good point when he's like selling this. He was on Rogan, on tons of podcasts selling this movie, but he made a really good point. He's like, hey, we haven't been able to make like a comedy movie like this. Nobody's making them, like they're not getting funded. He's like, so everybody should go to see this in the theaters, and then next year we'll be able to make more money. They'll fund other funny movies. And he's like, just think next summer, if this movie does really well in theaters next summer, then Shane Gillis will have a movie and Mark Norman will have them. Like they'll start funding comedians movies.
That's exactly what I told my wife. Like I was
that was your selling point?
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to go by myself. If you don't want to go, we were originally supposed to go with like a group of friends, and it just fell through. And so I was like, fuck it, let's go. So we went Friday at like 4:20. There was only like 6 people in the theater, which is great because I don't like large crowds for one, and like movie theater I hate going because of large crowds, but it was great. There were like 6 people in there.
I'm gonna go tomorrow, even if I go by myself. I'm gonna go just to support it.
I'd recommend seeing it. I was looking at the numbers. I don't know what's a good number for a movie, but I think it did like 6 or 7 million.
So okay,
but the movie costs like 30, so I don't think it's doing as well as they maybe thought it was. But it's also Memorial Day weekend, so I would think that maybe more people are going to go see it like today and tomorrow, hopefully. So it does need to do good so they can make good comedies, because Tim Dillon too. Dude, he's going to make the wildest movie ever. I don't think Jake knows who Tim Dillon is, but you do. Oh, he's this big, fat, like
gay
New York comedian. You wouldn't know he was gay. Like it's a lot of people think he's faking that he is, because he's just like does not seem like he is at all. Not that there's like a type of gay person, but he's just not what you picture as a gay person.
Not like Russell Westbrook or anything.
Yeah, he's not flaming like Russell Westbrook.
But yeah, good movie. I highly recommend it, and everyone needs to go see it so there can be more funny movies made, because there's like nothing good that comes out anymore. It's like Marvel movie or nothing, and I hate Marvel anything, so I'm not gonna go see that. So it's nice to go see a funny movie. Saw that Cocaine Bear. That was pretty good.
Was that good?
Yeah, I saw that a couple months ago, but that was like a goofy comedy
based on a true story, by the way.
Kinda loosely based on it.
There's like nothing based
because the bear doesn't actually attack people.
Yeah,
right?
cocaine got dropped in the forest and a bear ate it and died. It's a real story. This one, the bear just terrorizes people, but it's goofy. It was good too. So I'd recommend both those.
All right, I'm gonna have to go. I think Cocaine Bear is now on Netflix or one of the stream. No, Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'd watch it. It was cool. I liked it.
Nice. I'll watch it tonight.
Since we're starting with recommendations, is it time for me to bring up mine?
Yeah. What do you got?
All right, I was watching that Netflix. What's it called? Chasing Nolan? Is that what it is? The Nolan Ryan.
Oh, that's
I love that
Yeah,
doc.
that was great.
It's probably not Chasing Nolan, but something along those lines.
Yeah. It's a Nolan Ryan documentary on Netflix. Easy to find.
Yeah, but it's pretty amazing. I had no idea. I knew he was a legend, but I didn't know how good he was. And so he holds 51 records, including the most strikeouts and the most no-hitters. And then he has the fastest recorded pitch in history.
Really?
Yes.
107?
So they're originally estimating that he was throwing a little over 100, like just over 100 with the technology at that time. But then with modern day technology, they were estimating that he threw like 108.1 or something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah, so
that's pretty crazy. So they could do that. You can like figure out how fast something's going just from like a video.
Well, couldn't you? Because you figure where the mound is to the catcher's mitt. Well, no, because there's such variance in there. A guy could throw like 2 feet farther ahead than someone else, like off the mound. There's got to be a way to figure it out.
There's probably a way.
Just I don't know. I'm sure there's some math equation where they can figure that out, or at least an estimation. But what's even crazier is that he, like I said, he holds 51 records. He never won the Cy Young Award.
That's what one of the storylines in that. I was trying to think what my favorite storyline was on that, and that was it. That he didn't win the Cy Young.
Yeah,
and it was on a year. Didn't he have a bunch of records that year where everybody thought he was going to get the Cy Young, but he didn't win it?
Exactly.
Who got it? Do you remember?
I don't remember which guy got it. I just couldn't believe it, and
I think it was. Oh, go ahead.
I think I read a brief article on it, but they were talking about how he just had too many walks, and then the team wasn't winning that much.
Yeah, it's not a winning.
They just weren't scoring for him. So
yeah,
it's kind of like weird stats like that. Or Kobe Bryant and Shaq have one MVP each. It's like I could see it a little bit with Shaq because he always missed some games, but he was pretty damn dominant. Should have got the MVP. And then Kobe, it was the same thing. I mean, he after Shaq left, he was the best player in the league by far, but the team was only winning like 45, 50 games. And that's when the Suns were going, and Nash got those 2 MVPs.
Oh, yeah.
One of those he shouldn't have got. One of those should have been Kobe.
What year? The second year?
The year that you guys beat the Lakers in the playoffs on that, the Lakers had the series and that tip out pass to Tim Thomas.
Oh,
Tim Thomas made it that year. Yeah.
They probably gave it to him because they went further in the playoffs.
No, because I'd voted on before you get into the playoffs. It was a record. The Suns were like so good that those 2 years. Like I understand it. Nash is a great player, but
he did add a lot of value to the team. Like if you take him off of the team, it was like they wouldn't have done anything.
Well, that's what I hate about the MVP awards is there's like it has to be a narrative why you want an MVP. Like this year, Jokic didn't get it. He was clearly the best player in the league. They gave it to Embiid, and you get to the playoffs and you see like why Jokic is the best player in the league. And I mean, I feel like LeBron's got 4 or 5. He probably should have more. Just give it to the best player. I don't care like what their record is. If you get to the playoffs and you don't underperform, if your team overperforms what they thought they were going to, you should be MVP. It shouldn't be the best player on one of the top 4 teams.
Yeah, and without Embiid with Philadelphia, they still do decent, but without Jokic in Denver, like they're not even making the playoffs.
Wait, did you have what bet did you have for the finals?
The Philadelphia needed to make it.
Yeah, Denver though, right?
They were up.
I can't remember what it was.
Philadelphia was up too in that series 3-2, and they ended up losing to Boston. Did you guys watch the game last night? The Miami-Boston game?
I was busy. After my sushi hangover, I was just laying on the couch trying to
I watched part of it.
Feel better.
Watched a little bit of the highlights too.
Yeah, the Heat were down by 10 with like 3 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden they just came storming back.
Playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy came. God, I got that one wrong. I was on Vegas bench warmers, and one of the questions that they asked me is, do you think Jimmy Butler is going to continue this run in the playoffs. This was in round 1. He had played like 2 good games against the Bucks. And they asked me that question. I go, no, not a chance.
I know. When I was listening to that, I was like, that's not the answer I would have given.
I still stand by that answer because I mean, come on, like an 8 seed, you really think Heat is gonna? But it's the whole team. Like for him to like do this, they had to keep winning. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't see that happening.
Michael Jordan's kid, man.
I know. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I doubt it, but it's a funny conspiracy theory. If you guys don't know, that people think that Jimmy Butler, Michael Jordan is his father, because like the timelines line up when he was in wherever Jimmy Butler was growing up 9 months before Jimmy Butler was born.
Yeah, and there's some other things where like Jordan has been seen like showing up to some of his games. Like he takes his private plane to watch a lot of Jimmy Butler games. They're like, why is he always watching Jimmy Butler play?
You'd think he would claim him because Jordan's other sons didn't even make it to. I think one played college basketball, the other one didn't do shit. Like, yeah, I made a good one.
I wonder if he doesn't do it because of like financially he will have to like owe money to somebody.
Like, he's so like. Jordan's so good with his money too. Oh, I watched that Air. Have you guys seen Air yet?
I haven't seen it.
Well, yeah, it's great.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Where'd you watch that on?
It's on Amazon for free.
It's just about Jordan.
It's about Nike's pursuit of Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it's basically about how they tried to. Nike was like a fledgling brand in basketball. They were the number 1 running shoe, but they wanted to get into basketball because they could see where it's going, and it's like the whole story of this one guy, Sonny Vaccaro, trying to sign Jordan, Nike being like, we're trying to fight it. Like, we don't want him. We want this other random Roy Tarpley or some no-name guy. Didn't do anything. Really good movie, though.
All right. Check it out. Document. I mean, we'll just do a whole episode of recommendations. What else do you got for recommendations, Jake?
That's, I don't know. I guess maybe the UFC. I don't think the next one that is coming up is that exciting, but the one after.
Which one's that?
290.
Who's fighting on that one?
It's Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Sorry.
Have they fought before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Who do you think is going to win?
Fuck, that's
just off the top of your head, without like.
I think Volk. Off the top of my head, without looking at anything.
What makes you say that?
He's more tested. Yair Rodriguez is so dynamic. He's unbelievable stand-up fighter, but Volkanovski's, I think, more well-rounded, and I think he's the number 1 pound per pound for a reason, you know. So,
is that coming up in June? We should have
either June or July. I think it's in July. So there's one in June as well. It's UFC 289. So this is something I wanted to bring up. Should we try to hit up every single main UFC? It's like one a month, or should we wait for like the really big ones?
I think we should do as many as we can, as many as we're interested in.
Okay.
Because the next one coming up, because I noticed that in the springtime they were like every 2 weeks there was one, and I was like, that might be a little too much.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's like roughly 3 to 4 weeks is on average.
I know the last one that we had, I got a lot of good feedback. Like a lot of people said they liked that one.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, as long as you guys have stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I just have to cram the night before and like try to find out stuff about but it is fun. It is fun preparing for that podcast because I learn a lot about a sport that I don't know that much about.
I think it's really fun too. And I feel like from the first UFC one to the second one, we got a little bit better. And I feel like if we just keep honing in and I don't know, put more attention to that sport, I feel like we can find something.
Yeah, let's do one for the July one.
Okay.
That'll be for a while though, huh?
Oh, wait. Okay, so there's one in June and then there's one in July. July's the big name one. So
if there's just 2 for the next 2 months, let's do one in June and one in July.
Okay, so
I'm sure everybody wants to
UFC
hear
289 and UFC 290. So UFC 289 is Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana is the main card, but the co-main is Oliveira versus Dairouche.
Well, I don't want to. We don't have to do one if it's women. All right, we should just stop this You Bet Smart meeting and actually do a podcast. All right. What would
Well, I had one thing. Did you guys watch the last Lakers game
Oh
against
man,
Denver?
I watched a little bit of it.
part
yeah.
of it.
Okay. So I hate when people do this, like compare players from different eras, but that's what goes on now is the Jordan versus LeBron comparison. And after watching that last series and especially that last game, can we put to rest that LeBron James is as good as Jordan or even better? That's what some people say. That dude came out and scored 31 points in the first half. Lakers are up 12, and the second half was like disinterested in even being in the game. He was just standing off, not trying to score, not trying to do anything. That whole series, he was at best the fourth best player in that series. Davis was better than Jokic, Murray. I mean, Austin Reeves was, in my opinion, had more of an impact on the game. The stats might not have been there. And then every game, some random guy had a better game than him. So really, he was like the fourth or fifth best player in that series. And then it comes out afterwards, and I'm sure his camp leaked this, that, oh, he needs foot surgery. Like he couldn't even run anymore. And it's like, that just makes me think back to, as a Kobe fan, Kobe willed our team into the playoffs and tore his damn Achilles just to make the playoffs. And LeBron's in a series, going to the conference finals. And he basically just is like, well, I don't want to get too hurt, so I'm not going to try that hard. Like, don't play then. So yeah, I'm done with people comparing him to Jordan. You'll never be able to convince me of it. I had him above Kobe too. And after this performance, I'm ready to be like, Kobe's back even with him now just because of that performance.
Okay, I'll push back on you.
Okay.
It. How old is LeBron right now?
Doesn't matter.
Well, how old is he?
38. You're still playing basketball.
That's true. But when Michael Jordan was 38 and he was playing for the Wizards, like it was a significant drop off.
But he had also taken off 3 years before that.
True.
And he had that other year and a half break.
True.
Yeah.
If LeBron had a break, like let's say he took 3 years off and then came back, how does that help the argument?
I have pushed back on that because everyone says, look at LeBron's stats. He's a leader in points. He's the top whatever in rebounds, top 5 in assists. So those are longevity stats. So if you're going to give him the longevity stats, then you can't then be like, well, Jordan was 38 when he did that, because Jordan missed basically 4.5 years at that time that they were the same age. So
I see what you're saying. You're saying with the stats. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can't compare if they don't have as many games. You could do averages. I just mean
I don't like stats or averages for who's the better player.
You just want to see how are they playing,
how they perform, what you do when it matters.
I think he performed really well though. He scored 28.
Yeah,
and 10. He had almost 10.
Yeah, he had great stats. Exactly, and he had zero impact on the series. That proves my point that the stats do not matter. He averaged almost a triple double and he was awful in the series.
I think what my point is, if you're gonna say like who's the better player like career wise, you have to look at like the whole career who impacted their team more. And I'm not saying that I think LeBron's better than Jordan, but I do think he's better than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, but so this is what I always say, like if between them two, I would take LeBron the regular season, I would take LeBron in a series, but if you need one game, give me Kobe.
Or if you need a last second shot, because LeBron's kind of looking to dish it a lot.
Yeah, and they always go to the stats with that. LeBron is the blah blah blah. In the last 24 seconds, he shoots this and that, and it's the mindset. Like you listen to ex-NBA players talk about like Kobe Bryant. He was feared. No one fears LeBron James.
Yeah, I bet you
which is weird because he's 6'8", 260, and no one's afraid of him. Probably because if you blow on him, he's gonna fall down the ground and start crying.
Yeah, but I think that there's something to be had for bringing your team to like the finals all those years.
Oh yeah, he's a all-time great. Like I have him. It's Jordan. And then probably Kareem and then him. But if you want to put LeBron ahead of Kareem, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But to reach what Jordan is, that's another thing someone else brought up is when Jordan played, he was clearly the best player in the league every year he played in his prime. LeBron wasn't clearly the best player. I mean, he had Kobe, Durant. Now look at Jokic. There's only like a 2 or 3 year stretch where he was clearly the best player in the league. Jordan from like 89 to 98 when they won their last championship, minus those year and a half, he was clearly the best player in the league.
But that's why you can never compare in different time frames, because Jordan was a player now. Like there's a lot of Jordan like players now, like Giannis and LeBron and then Kobe. Like we've had a lot of them since, but he was like the first one of this style of player that we have now. And he was playing in like, he like was born too soon or something. He should have been playing.
Could you imagine too if the 3-pointer was more of a people, you were allowed to take more 3-pointers within an offense than when Jordan was playing?
Yeah.
You tell me he wouldn't be shooting 12 3-pointers a game. And,
he would have.
So add another like 6 or 7 points to the scoring average just because of 3-pointers. And now with the fouls at every call, even though Jordan, he got a lot of fouls called for him, but he might shoot 20 free throws a game in today's NBA.
Yeah.
And then make 4 or 5 more threes. So he could average literally 40 points a game.
He probably would have in this style game that we have like today.
Because also the highs, I think what's the average right now? Probably like 112 is like what the average team averages in a game.
Even a little bit more than that.
I'll say 115. I think in the 90s it was like near 100, maybe even a little bit less. You add another 18 points into the game. So I don't like comparing eras either, but it just hear it all the time. He's surpassed Jordan, and
you can't really go off of stats, because I once did like a fun thing, because I just love looking up stats, where I compared Chris Paul to Kobe Bryant, and Chris Paul's stats are better than Kobe Bryant's. Like all of his averages are all better. He has like more rebounds, assists, field goal percentage. Not every single one.
Yeah.
But it was like out of 20 stats, Chris Paul beat Kobe Bryant like out of like 17 or 18 of the stats. But you can't say that Chris Paul is better than Kobe Bryant.
No, but he's a great player. And when they lost him in the playoffs, that was a big blow.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
The Chris Paul injury was coming.
Every playoffs, right?
Yeah.
It sucks to laugh about that, but
he gets hurt all the time.
That's sad. That's sad to like think about what his career could have been, because he's so many times he's there like with a team that could win the championship, and it's like freak injury. I mean, that injury was literally, he was going to the hoop for I think a layup. He might end up passing it, and he just grabs his groin. And it's like
there's something about his body that just falls apart for some reason,
which is weird because he doesn't play above the rim anymore. So you wouldn't think, but he plays hard. He plays hard
and defense. He plays defense really hard.
Yeah.
I have a lot more respect for him after he went to the Suns, because he goes from like Clippers to, who'd he go after the Clippers? He was straight to Houston.
No, he didn't. He
went somewhere else.
Didn't he go to OKC for a little bit?
Maybe it was OKC, but he came from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Then Clippers.
Yeah.
Then let's say it was OKC or Houston, and everywhere he went, the team was like all of a sudden better.
It was OKC. I don't know if that was the next stop. Was Houston, then OKC,
then Phoenix.
Yeah, he took that OKC team to the playoffs. They had nobody. I can name Steven Adams was on that team, but they had nobody else.
And when the Suns got him, when it was announced, I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, I don't know about that. He's kind of old now, but like he came to the Suns, all of a sudden they were better.
Yeah,
he just brought them up. I don't know. I have a lot more respect for him.
Oh, fucking that was brutal when the Lakers didn't get him.
I was just thinking about that.
And it not only because we didn't get him, but because Lamar Odom and Pau Gasol were involved in that trade. They were both like, "What the fuck? Like you were trading me?" Because I guess they didn't know. And it killed. It literally killed the Lakers.
Do you guys think that let's assume that the Celtics are going to beat the Heat in the last game? What do you guys think about that? You think that Heat have a chance now that they just lost 3 in a row?
They obviously do. They only lost by 1, and it came down to 0.4 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
There was literally 3 seconds left, and they got a playoff, missed a shot, and then Derek White came in and like tapped it in 0.4 or less.
And
0.1. It was 0.1.
Oh,
when it released in the
right.
clock. It was like a hair of a second.
Yeah.
Supposedly too, there's they added like 0.7 seconds because Jimmy Butler got fouled on a fadeaway 3 in the corner, and it clearly, like, when you could see when the contact happens is at 2.1 or 2.1, but then the ref calls a foul, and it's when the ref calls the foul, but the ref calls a foul at like 2.7, and then they put 3 seconds on the clock. So without,
they gave him 0.3 without that.
They gave him really 0.9, like, because the actual foul happened at 2.1, but the whistle got blown at 2.7, and then they got blown at, and then they put it to 3, and so that was literally enough time. That 0.3 seconds was the difference in them not making it. But that I give it up to White, though, because that's just a pure smart hustle play. Because you watch it, he comes around around the outside, the shot goes up, and the guy guarding him, instead of like going underneath to box out, he was chasing him around, which, I mean, there's 3 seconds left, so maybe he get a pass in and then a pass to him. But if he just cuts him off, he can box him out and the game's over. But he chases him around the outside. It's just a super smart play by that guy. You know, you think with 3 seconds left, the shot goes up. I'm not going to even, you know, we're not going to, it's not going in. But that guy hustled and it just bounced right to him.
Thankfully, they took a shot right away, and then it was a good look too. It was a hard shot, but it almost went in.
Yeah.
If you watch it, it was almost like they drew it up that way. Like, we're gonna pass out here, and you shoot it right away, so we can get a tip from somebody.
In case we miss it, at least we have one other opportunity.
I mean, I'm sure it was a hustle play, but it was so good. It looked like that's how they planned it.
Seriously,
I don't know. It was like it was an exciting game. We were watching it in the bar, and everybody was like fucking screaming,
"Fuck the Celtics!"
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who's gonna. Denver, remember when we had the podcast and I said, like, I just don't, you know, I hope Denver, this is their year, or however I worded it. I just don't see it. I see it in them now.
I know.
I don't think
look unstoppable.
They're beatable, but, you know, they're going to have a lot of time off. And does that hurt or help them? You know, Celtics are going to come off a series if they get in, or the Heat, you know, still hot.
I think it hurts them.
I don't know.
I think it hurts them because Celtics they feel like they've had to, if they win, they're going to have to win 4 in a row. These games are tough games. They're not like easy games to win. Mm-hmm. I just feel like they're going to be more beat up.
The only thing I would say is that Denver plays, the style they play is very, they move the ball around a lot, find the hot hand, you know, find the open guy. Your chemistry can kind of get messed up a little bit having this many days off, because you're not in real game action, you know, where that stuff, you're practicing that stuff while it's happening. You have to practice it during practice, which isn't the same. So that's only, maybe they can get a little cold, but I don't see them being beat. If I'm curious to see what the odds are right now, but I'd imagine they're what, like minus, what would you say?
Oh, to win the whole thing?
Yeah.
I would
50.
No, really? Minus 250?
No, I don't know. I'm asking.
I'm going to say it depends on they're going to assume that the Celtics are going to win because they're going to be like a 7 to 8 point favorite. So they're going to be like a 70% chance of winning, beating the Heat, like statistically. Mm-hmm. It's probably something like that. And then I would say if Boston and Denver match up, it's probably pretty even matchup as far as the line goes. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with minus 150.
I think that's a great guess.
Minus 150. What do you think it is, Jake?
Minus 149.
Right. The podcast is right.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll let you guys know.
Oh, I thought you were looking it up right now.
Yeah, I am, but I'm not the best at looking up where these. Okay, so Denver has minus 200.
Oh, okay. We're right in the middle.
That was 3 days ago. I don't see why it would change. Maybe they think Boston's got a better chance.
Oh, that was 3 days ago.
Yeah. Let's see. So I would say that. But I don't want to get
Boston minus 320. Is that right?
Well, that's Boston because there's 2 teams left. Well, what is Denver? But that's the thing.
75% chance of winning.
The NBA, with the way the NBA is now, like anybody can win it. This isn't where there's clearly dominant teams. Obvious.
It's minus 135 on FanDuel.
Minus 135
to win the NBA championship. So Jake won with minus 149.
Fucking Price is
Asshole.
Right. Fucking strategy always works.
This is a fun game. Let's do more of this. Guess the line. This is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Let's give us another one.
All right, we'll do guess the line.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I would say I would pick Denver, but I'd pick any team could win. I wouldn't be surprised if Heat or Celtics won at all. I'd love if the Heat won. I'd love if Denver won too. As long as the Celtics don't win, I don't really care. Denver, I love Jokic. I like their whole team. I like Jamal Murray. And the Heat, if you don't like the Heat's team, but you're not a sports fan,
They're a fun team to watch. That's for sure.
Scrap. They've got, I think, 4 or 6 undrafted players on their roster, and 4 of them play minutes, including Jimmy Butler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Butler was undrafted.
Yeah.
And what, Duncan Robinson?
I don't know if he was, but I think Max Strus. I think that Vincent guy wasn't.
Oh, Gabe Vincent?
Yeah.
And then Tyler Hero's hurt.
Oh yeah, and
He's supposed to be back.
Oh,
For the championship?
Yeah, they say
Or for game
I
7?
saw him shooting videos, maybe game 7, but definitely the championship.
cleared to resume non-contact basketball work Tuesday.
Amazing.
I know. For them to do that without Tyler Hero is pretty crazy.
But
because
you know,
I like that guy.
He's going to come in being cold too. So trying to work a guy in that's a shooter, that's a little rough. But
if it's non-contact on Tuesday, that he might be at the end of the series. I don't think he would make it back for game 1. Because game 1, so game 7's tomorrow.
It was his hand too. I wonder if it was his shooting hand.
I think I remember it being his shooting hand.
Okay, that definitely makes a difference.
We'll just say it is. We'll just say it.
Yeah.
We don't want to make this podcast informative, but I'll just give out misinformation all the time.
So speaking of betting odds, I randomly was scrolling TikTok last night, and this guy had this video. So I guess on TNT they do like a parlay bet every night, like Barkley does. And
okay. Yeah.
You've seen it,
that
right?
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just assumed he was terrible at it, but apparently in the second round, up to that point, he was 14-15. So he'd won 14 out of 29 4 player prop parlays. And then he went on a 5-game losing streak. So he was 14-20. That's pretty.
And he has to pick 4.
He's a pick 4.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Insane. And I can't find any news on it on the internet. This guy just pulled it. He saw the clip up there. It said Barkley is 14-15. But he's now he's 14-20, but he's lost 5 straight. So he was 14-15 at one time and they were all over plus 400. The guy said I went back and found as many as I could. They're all over plus 400. So if you're plus 400 on, let's say it was just plus 400 and you'd won 14 of those, and then you had lost the other 15, like what is the plus? What's the plus on that? I mean, 400 times. That's like 4,800 minus if you're doing 1 unit on each one.
Yeah, so minus 1,500, so then 3,300.
Yeah,
33. He's up 33 units.
Yeah,
in like 19 bets. That's pretty good. That's a good ratio.
No, in like
29.
30. Yeah, 39. Well, at that point, 34 bets.
Okay.
Or 30. No, 29 bets. It would have been 14, 29 bets. He was up that many units.
That seems impossible. Like I want to look back at.
I just saw it last night and I tried to research it and I could not find like any of his listings of where all the ones he picked was. But
he's also lost 2.5 million in 6 hours. He's lost 30 million to gambling. So he must be on a good run, but he's notoriously a terrible sports bettor.
Yeah,
he probably does parlays all the time.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
In real life.
I just thought it was hilarious. I saw it and I was like, oh, this would be great. I could talk about this. I'm going to try to find all the stats for it. And I cannot find any of the stats on it. So this was in, I think, the second round of the playoffs, because the players that he up there was like Philly and Boston players. So
I want to go back and I might go back and check that, because that seems crazy. So I kind of touched on it a little bit in our text thread, but on that site Picket, which is like a social media app for sports bettors, you could hook up accounts on there, but we're in California, so I can't use any of the regular accounts. So I told you guys I was going to use Prize Picks. I was just going to throw on some money on Prize Picks, do a low unit, and just do 2-man parlays.
Okay.
So 2 player prop parlays. I changed the name to player prop parlays because that's what it is. And I've done like 9 days of it.
Yeah.
And the best day I had, was 12 and 10. And that's on 2 game parlays. Went up like 8 units on that day.
Yeah.
But 12 and 10, I felt like I was on like fire that day.
Yeah.
So going 14 and 15 on 4 team parlays, that seems impossible. I can't even fathom that.
Exactly what I was saying. But then he had that 5-game losing streak. I'm curious how much longer. And it was only on nights that they broadcast. So
it depends too, though, because you could have minus 200.
No, everything was plus 400.
No, I'm saying like
if you combine all 4, then it comes out to plus 400.
Like he could be taking huge favorites. You know what I mean? So
they were player props.
So
I know, yeah, but they were like the lines of what the player. He wasn't like buying down. Like,
I'm not saying buying down, but you could just take huge favorites.
But
one way or the other.
But the most they allow is minus 130. That's the most they allow. Like if it gets up to like minus 145, I've sometimes seen one at minus 145, and it's on there for like a second. And then they adjust the line or pull the prop off.
Okay.
So they make sure, like, if you're doing 2-game parlays on Prize Picks, you have to find minus 137 or better to get mathematically the odds. So they price, if it's a 2-game parlay, they price each player prop as minus 137. So you can kind of see they do minus 130 props and lower.
Okay.
If there's a prop that's like minus 160, they just don't even put it on the site.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like mathematically. And then whenever one moves, they take it off. But there's one called Thrive. So that's the one that I hooked up to our Picket account. And Thrive gives you minus 127 lines. So every player props at minus 127. So and on Thrive, you can find some like minus 135s, minus 140s.
Oh, wow.
And it mathematically doesn't make sense for them to put those on there. But I think they're trying to thrive right now in this like player prop market. Yeah. So they're allowing some stuff to go through. I think they're trying to get like some people on there, and then they'll probably like fix that problem.
Did you notice on those 2? I brought this up before. I don't know if it was on a podcast, but so like Jake will put out a line, Luis Castillo over under 7.5 strikeouts.
Too soon.
Yes. Sorry.
that one must have lost.
Yeah. My Jeffrey, one of our subscribers, texted me. He's like, Castillo already has 7 strikeouts. I mean, he was like, dude, I don't even know. I'm not paying attention. But
through 7 batters?
I don't know. It was fast.
He had 10.
Think. Yeah. So, but anyways, he'll have it at over under 7.5. That's where everyone has it at. And then he'll say it's going to be under. And then if you go on Prize Picks to bet that, like I feel like it's 8 out of 10 times they'll have it at 7 instead of 7.5. So over under set because they know it's going to, or they're saying it's going to be under 2. So they're going to take away that half from you. Have you noticed that on Picket? Or you're not even like
on Thrive.
Thrive, I mean, yeah.
Thrive is on. They'll probably just won't put that one on. But the cool thing about Thrive that they allow, so on Prize Picks and the other one too, Fantasy Underdog, I think is one of them. What's the other? I think that's the other popular one. So when they have 7 like that, that like drives me nuts.
Yeah,
because they're totally getting away with. So if it lands on 7, they count that as a loss.
That's what.
So they're totally getting away. Yeah. So they get to use 7.5 and 6.5.
Yep.
Which is like, come on, guys. You're already doing parlays. You're gonna like squeeze out that too. It's like, geez. But on Thrive, they don't do that. They don't have solid lines. They always have halves.
They used to have a lot of solid lines back in the day, and they were pushes. Remember?
On Prize Picks?
No, like on Bovada, Bet Online.
Yeah, and you can. Yeah. They don't really have.
They don't have They always have halves now.
Yeah.
Like they took away that push.
Yeah. But you would get a push.
Yeah, exactly.
And on they don't allow on Prize Picks. They're like, we're not doing any pushes. You lost that one.
Yeah,
it's like Jesus.
Yeah, I was using Prize Picks for a while just to test it out, and they'd send me these like promotions, and it'd be like, oh, free $20 play today. They'd call it a flex play, but they wouldn't in the thing. It would not say anywhere in there that it has to be a flex play. So I did it twice, and I'm like, I lost them both. I'm like, I emailed them like, why didn't I get my $20 back? Like, oh, you didn't do a flex play. And I'm like, it doesn't say it in the fine print though. It says flex play on top, flex play Friday, but it doesn't say in the fine print that you have to do it as a flex play. And they're like, you have to do it as a flex play. And I'm like, you guys need to put that in your fine print then. Like, it's only $40, but yeah. So I stopped using them after that. And
another thing that drives me nuts, not to cut you off,
yeah,
but is that they say like, oh, a 2-game player prop, you win 3 times the amount of money. But you don't, because they take away the money and then give you 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's actually 2 times.
Yeah.
So they advertise that 2 player props is a plus 300, but it's actually a plus 200.
Yeah, it's great. I know. I forgot.
How can they get away with that?
I forgot to bring that up too, because I was winning like a little bit here. I was only doing like $5 plays. I was just trying out, and $5, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get 15 plus my 5 back. And you're like, no, you just get 15 back.
We took the 5. We'll give you 15 back, but we took your 5 already. And one thing that always runs through my head. I don't know if you remember when we had that meeting. We shouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to talk about that.
So I
shouldn't say that.
Something else that just happened to me too. It was about what we've talked about before. Be careful when you take bonuses from betting sites, because this just happened to me. I put money on Bovada, and it was there is 150% bonus. So they gave me a decent amount of cash, but I didn't read the fine print. Usually when I've done those always in the past, I could reach their bonus, whatever they call it, in whatever time frame I wanted to. Like if I wanted to bet $5 every game from here to eternity, and it took me 20 years to reach that bonus thing, this one didn't. I woke up on Friday morning and my account was empty. I emailed them. They're like, yeah, it was on a time frame. And I'm like, fuck.
So did you lose? You lost it because the time frame ended, did you lose?
I lost my
normal money. So they thought, you're not.
I was down to only the bonus amount left, and they took all the bonus
because the time frame stopped.
Yeah, the time frame stopped.
I have a question. So, was it an incremental bonus, or did they just give you a lump sum at the end?
No, it just gave it to me right away. I just had the bonus in my account.
Okay, so that whole bonus, once it expired, you lost it all at once.
Yeah,
because you had to spend a certain amount of money.
Yeah,
before a certain time
which
frame.
I would have thought. I mean, the way I bet, for what I put in, would have covered. I didn't even think to read the file. I was like, whatever. Like I'm betting such not a high amount, but a high amount compared to what I bought in for. Yeah, I was like, fuck, and that's where I do all my fucking player prop bets on is Bovada, because I get way better lines than bet online. So
those bonuses are usually a joke.
It's worked out for me in the past. It's the first time. Yeah, it's the first time ever that I've been screwed by a bonus.
I've done really good with bonuses in the past for poker, but I knew the rules specifically, and they're very shady about not letting you know the rules. And
I've been with Bovada for like 10 years. Like I've never had an issue with them at all. And then as soon as it's weird, because I'm betting more than I ever have, money wise and total bets, that they would take it from me.
When I had a bonus on Bet Online one time, so it was like a similar thing. Like let's say you put on 1,000, you get 1,000, and that 1,000 was in there, but they put it in there automatically, but they wouldn't let me bet with it. They're like, oh no, you can't bet with that money. And I'm like, well, what is it for then? Is it just supposed to make my bankroll look cool? Like what? Like it just makes no sense.
So it looked like you had 2,000, but you could only bet with 1,000.
Yeah,
that'd be really annoying, actually.
So the last that was a time release one. I don't know why, but I'm just like, well, then don't put it in my account. It doesn't.
They last time I put money on Bet Online, which was recently, it was a 100% match, and they would only let me use the free play on. I couldn't use it on money lines. I could only use it on. I couldn't use it on player props. I could only use it on the score. basically.
Oh yeah, you can only like a spread.
Yeah, you can only use a
it
spread
on a spread,
Yeah.
but you can't use it on like a player prop or any type of prop.
Yeah, I'm learning all these things as in real time with you guys.
Well,
like
that's good
that
that
you
you
guys
talk
all
about
know about this shit. Like,
Yeah.
which I'm a better, but I never paid attention. I would bet sporadically, like I told you guys. But yeah, so the last 2 times I put money on the site, I've been screwed both times.
Yeah, I don't even do bonuses anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm away from them now.
And on sometimes if you put them in now, they'll like automatically fill in a bonus for you. And then I'll like delete it, and then you like click the button and they throw it in there really fast.
Yeah.
Right before you're like, no, I didn't want the bonus.
Oh my god.
They like want you to have the bonus for whatever reason.
They also gave me a $250 so I put in $1,000 and they gave me $1,000 bonus for sportsbook, and then they gave me $250 in the casino. So I went and played blackjack, and you got to get that thing. You got to gamble like I think for $1,000 or something, like $25,000 worth of bets or something.
25x or something.
Yeah, I think it was 25x, and I got that 250 up to like $2,000, and I was like playing blackjack, and I was like, "Fuck, I should just slow roll it from here, like try it." But I was like, either way, they're gonna figure out a way to take the fucking money. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna play like just raise my bets in proportion to how much money I had in there," and it just fucking went away. Like
that was for blackjack.
Yeah, on blackjack.
They're like at the end of it, they're like, "Oh, you got a blackjack?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to win it if you get a blackjack at any time."
No, they're like, "Oh, this guy knows how to play blackjack. Let's fucking." So I started playing. You can play multi-hand. I started playing multi-hand, and like, yeah, took that 250 to $2,000 in like 3 hours, and then they were like, "All right, let's send in the killer on him." And yeah. I couldn't win a hand. It was all those like, you got 20, they get 21. You got 19, they got 20. It just kept happening. And I was like, I knew. I thank God I didn't try to like stretch this out over like 3 months and play like $5 a hand to like build that up, because they would have took it just in a much slower fashion.
That was all online?
Yeah.
Do you think they switched out robot dealers?
Yeah.
That sounds like you've had that joke lined up before. Like you use that a lot.
Yeah.
That's a little.
Is there a?
That's a little tip for people that don't play much table games. They switch the fucking dealer. Get up.
Yeah, I don't play table games that much. When I go to Vegas, I play poker tourneys and cash games and then sportsbook. That's where I live, at those two places.
Yeah,
I don't play. I feel like it's like the other tables are like a disease.
Yeah, seriously.
I cannot.
I can't like be in Vegas and sit at a fucking poker table. Like there's like
that's why I play tournaments. I like to play tournaments more than cash, because cash can get boring after a while, because it's just like the same, because you have to play like a certain way with cash. Yeah. But with tournaments, it's like, especially fast ones, it's at least a little bit more exciting. Like people are forced to play.
I would say Vegas is one of the best. It is the best place to play cash games, because there's people from all around the world that are coming there and they want to play Hold'em and they have no fucking idea what they're doing and they're drunk. Like there's no better place to play cash games, and that's why all the best poker players in the world moved to Vegas, so they could take advantage of all those suckers.
No, it has nothing to do with the fact that you can't make money doing it.
Yeah.
It's just that there's fucking blinking lights and loud noises and music and all this shit going on out there. And I'm sitting at like a poker table with like some like dude that's divorced 4 times and his kids don't talk to him, and like another guy that doesn't speak English, and some guy that fucking stinks next to me, some guy that doesn't know how to play, so he's just fucking like just throwing his chips out, and the people are I love that.
Oh, you just excited me. I want to go play right now.
Yeah, stop the podcast.
Yeah. A game going. Driving to Vegas right now. Oh God, I love going into casinos in Vegas. Like the smell of, you used to be able to sell cigarettes like right when you came in.
Yeah.
And that just like got me all excited.
I have a cool Vegas story. So when we went to Vegas, your brother ran into some guy that was staying in our hotel room, and he had a Raiders shirt on. So your brother naturally got along with him. And I ended up sitting at the poker table with him. Yeah, help yourself. And so I sat at the poker table with him, and he was telling me that he just played his first tournament ever in his life, and he ends up winning the fucking tournament. And I think he won close to 1,000. And so now he naturally thought he was good at poker. So then he sits down at a cash game and he's probably got 500 in front of him. And then I kind of like befriended him a little bit. So we're sitting next to each other and I'm watching him. He's going all in, literally fucking every hand. And then he shows me and he smiles and stuff. He's got fucking nothing every fucking hand. And everyone's folding. He's got like Jack 2, 7, 4. And every fucking hand he was going all in. He got up to like $800 and he kept doing the same shit.
And people were calling him and then he was winning?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Eventually I ended up leaving, but I should have stayed there all fucking night.
And that's in Vegas?
Yeah.
I wonder if it makes you think like he knew the dealer or something. They're like doing some.
But I've seen
bad
people
stuff.
online do that shit too, where they'll just go all in. I saw somebody go all in every single hand for like an hour plus, and this guy fucking was killing it, and then he lost all of it.
You know what
Yeah.
scares me about places like Hawaiian Gardens? Because they're a little bit like a hole in the wall place where a lot of people kind of know each other there. Like players and dealers know each other.
Yeah.
I've been watching like magician card trick TikTok videos, and these guys, he'll like he'll shuffle the cards, do a whole bunch of stuff with it, and then go like, this is an 8, a 7. They can just do anything with these deck of cards.
Wow.
And I'm like, there's gotta be at some point in history, a place like Hawaiian Gardens, there has to be dealers just throwing cards out to people that they're buddies that they know.
So are you using the You Bet Smart TikTok to scroll through videos?
Yeah.
Okay, so that guy, I think his name's Jason, right? He's
I
like
think
a
so.
black hair.
Yes.
Yeah, and that guy's fucking hilarious.
I get sucked into those videos.
For anyone that doesn't know, we have a TikTok page. And Scott and I both like use it, both post shit on there, but I just use it now for scrolling. And
oh, you do too?
Yeah. So it's fucking funny because
you know what's interesting about, because you have an algorithm, right?
Yeah.
And then I know my algorithms, but then when you share a scrolling account with someone else, then all of a sudden this new thing forms. This new algorithm forms, and it's the combination of the two of you. So when I go on there now, I'm like, who is this person?
Me too. I'm like,
that's so funny. It's so true. I know I share a TikTok with you, and I have my own interests, and you have your own. And
it's a fun experiment to do. I used to be like really like pissed off about my algorithms if other people got them. Like for instance, I got mad at my father-in-law one time because he started using my account on Netflix. Like we each have our family Netflix. We each have our own accounts. And I started getting like these other shows on there. And I'm like asking the family, I'm like, who's using don't mess with my algorithm. Like I kind of got pissed about it. But with the TikTok thing, it's kind of fun, like learning this new person. Like it's like Chris and Scott have like formed into like this new.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of TikTok. I'll tell you that much.
I know. I wish like we're trying to figure out what videos like will work on there. It doesn't make sense though. Some of the like Scott, the best video on there is literally that one that you put on that is just showed like that one like long shot bet that you were doing.
This is recently.
No, it was before I even started using it. That's that one.
Oh, the one where it was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving morning.
What does the turkey say?
What does the turkey? Yeah.
And it goes gobble, gobble, gobble.
That's been in your head.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't even listen to it. I didn't know. Oh, no shit.
It's that was in your head for months after that,
Dude,
huh?
Seriously. Because I watched that video and
what does the turkey say? Gobble, gobble, gobble.
I can never get that out of my head.
Oh my gosh.
It was very catchy. So
and I don't think it was a long shot bet. I think it was just like Lions, $330 to win 300. Detroit Lions, right?
I think it's a different one, but
okay.
That one might have done well too.
I could have had him confused.
But like we're putting up videos like the ones that have done well on YouTube that got like almost 2,000 views and a bunch of likes, to put them on TikTok, and like no one even looks at them because they don't get sent. It has nothing to do with the quality of the video or what we're putting out. Like they're just not getting pushed out. And then I watch other like TikTok people talk about it that have smaller following. Like every one of my videos gets stopped at 250 views, and that's like what every video of ours has. Basically, they stop them around 250.
There's something about the YouTube algorithm that we have to figure out.
What do you think about this for the TikTok things? I was gonna talk to you guys about this. So in that video that got like 10,000 views or 11,000 views, could even be up to like 14,000 now.
Maybe 15,000 after this podcast.
If you look at it, you can also see like the toys like my kids' toys are in it, and it's just like a picture of the TV, right? I think that's the video, right?
I think so. I think
so. It seems like that one that stands out a little bit more because it's like a real, like you think like, oh, this isn't perfect. This is like a real life. This guy has a real life, and he's like, so I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to do these 60-second videos, but I did it one night and it was like 14 minutes, and I got drunk, and it wasn't that great. And then the next night I can't do it because at nighttime when I got to come out here to do it, I can't do it with my kids. But like,
maybe you can.
That's what I was gonna say. Why don't I just do? And if one of my kids interrupts me, that's part of the video.
I love
it. Yeah, that's
and it's just real.
Yeah, there you go.
So
honestly, I like it.
So no matter where I'm at, like let's say it's like 8:30 p.m. No matter what's I just stop.
Yeah.
If my alarm goes off on my phone, 60-second video.
There you go.
And I'll pick a pick.
Have Jack pick it.
And if someone talks to me, if my kid's crying, goes in the video.
You'll pick a pick and pick a kid.
Yeah, I'll pick
shooting a video.
I'll pick a kid. I might even bet one of my kids up on there. I don't know.
So randomly,
a unit. I call them units at my house, by the way.
So when I go on there on our combined TikTok, someone that you know under your contacts had a video with 1 million views. Did you see that one?
I think that's one of my daughter's friends.
No, it was an older, like someone with kids. It was like it started with like a picture of their kid in this weird snuggie thing. And then I'll have to show it to you. I was wondering if you knew who they were, but
I probably do. It's in my phone contacts.
Yeah, it says on there, this is one of your contacts.
Oh, okay.
In this video. Yeah. They have like 1 million views, and every other video had like nothing. And they just got 1 million views on some random fucking video.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was one of my daughter's friends because one of my daughter's friends, she goes to Huntington Beach High School. She just recently got 1 million views on TikTok.
It's crazy because it's just like you just need one video to randomly pop off like that, because we need 1,000 subscribers on there or followers to be able to post live shit, and that's live is where like a lot of people make.
That's
like,
when you can get ads too at 1,000.
You can get ads. You can do live though, and the live videos are like what
for TikTok.
Yeah, for TikTok. Yeah, but you gotta to get to 1,000 is like.
You know what's weird is when we were first doing TikTok a year ago and we were doing all those other videos, we were getting followers all the time.
No, you guys have over 300, and since I like started doing it, I can't get a follower.
We used to get them like every time we put a video, even if it got like 300 views, we would gain like 4 followers,
which is super.
But now we're not getting them.
It's super depressing for me because like Twitter.
I don't think it's you. I think it's obviously not you, but it's TikTok. I think TikTok changed the way they changed something,
or they just like once you hit that amount, like then you got to really
earn them.
Yeah,
it's almost like they were giving us free followers.
To get you into the to post more shit and be on the site. I guarantee that's what
I think it was.
Yeah, they're very manipulative like that. That's why it became so popular. Is they manipulate people to be on there as much as possible. How do you get people that are putting out videos to be on there longer? You slowly feed them like followers, and they think they got followers, but
because when we were getting followers before, like a year ago, I would look through the followers. I'm like, who? And I would like look at their accounts, and it'd be like
nothing.
A fat lady from the Philippines. Yeah. And I'm like, why is she following
this?
Us?
Isn't my demographic.
It's like, yeah, this is fun. I like just chatting.
Do you remember when I got like 10,000 followers in a couple days back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. It was a unique way that I found to accumulate followers, and it was some kind of hack or something. I don't know. Basically,
wasn't it all porn stars? Though,
yeah, that's the thing. It was like half of them were fake, like he was saying, from the Philippines, and the other half were porn stars or like, I don't know.
I remember when you got
sex stuff.
Yeah. How did you remember how you got all those followers?
It was I think like some kind of download or add-on, and it just adding all these fake, half of them are like fake people, so it's not even worth it.
And it doesn't see, that's a thing. Like you want real follow, because it's not, they're not gonna like want to follow you. You want like people that actually are interested.
If anything, I think it hurts your image. So
it feels good, like sorry to interrupt, to be like on Twitter and like, oh, we got 2,000 followers, but like there's probably like 400 people that interact with our shit, and that's like the people that I care about. Like,
Yeah,
I don't care
that's what
about
it
the other
counts.
1,600 people that are literally just trying to grow like their follower base. But you have to do it that way because that's how you get more people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone should try to invent a social media where it isn't that, like, it only is people that are into your stuff. That I guess kind of YouTube is that way, actually.
So that's YouTube is.
I think YouTube is because there's no like social media function inside of there to be like, hey, follow me and I'll follow you back. Because I tried that on Twitter. Like, hey, I put out a thing like, if you follow me or subscribe to my page, I'll subscribe to yours. And I got like 30 people to subscribe to ours. And then every day, like 5-10 people would drop off. And then I wrote in there basically inside the thread, like, pretty fucked up. Like, I put this out to get you subscribers, and it's pretty shady that you guys all just like drop off. Like, I can see who you are that are dropping off, so I will never watch your videos. And then a couple other people commented like that did the same thing with us, and they're like, yeah, that this way doing it, you get people like that. It's not the best way to do it. So I'm not. Remember when I told you guys doing that? I was like, oh shit, we gained like 30 subscribers. Like all but 10 are gone. So I guess like in the aggregate, that's not that bad. Like we gained 10 subscribers. Yeah. So
maybe, all the ones that we gained before were hookers, like we were saying. Your method's better.
The YouTube page had 6 subscribers. They started. We were 3 of them.
Yeah, we were half of them.
Now we're close. We're almost at 100.
That nice.
Yeah. If we can get to 1,000, that's when we get ads.
Yeah, I know.
But to make a good amount of money off of it, I heard that you need every video, the number of views that you should get on each video is 50,000.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can get 50,000 views, that's where like you can turn it into a business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the number.
All right, that's the mark.
But I just watching there's other, I was telling Jake about this, I think other people that have similar like subscriber counts ours, which are super small. We do like 1.5 to 2 times our subscriber count on views. Should say 1 to 2 times. So like at least the amount of people that we have subscribers or double that. I look at these other people, they got like, 200, 300 subscribers and their videos are getting like 15 views. So
okay,
I think we're on to something
at our level.
Yeah,
we got something at our level.
Yeah,
we just got to figure out how to level jump.
Yeah,
how to like jump up the levels.
Slow, keep working.
I think so. I think that's what I like about Picket too. That social media app for sports betting is everybody is on there for sports betting. So if you want to follow somebody, you're following because you want to see what they're betting. Because that's how the app works. That it hooks up to your betting accounts. Wow. So when you place a bet, it puts it on the app and everybody gets to see it.
What's the advantage of having them see your bets or whatever? Just so they can follow you to build your name?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just for fun. Like people aren't trying to people are just like, check out my bets.
Okay.
It's like real social. It's like social and free.
What a really cool idea.
It's actually a really cool idea. Yeah.
I need to sign on and check it out.
Yeah. So you can only see the Thrive picks whenever I'm making these Thrive picks. Okay. I just want to like test it out, Yeah. But it feels like you really get a follower. So if I post something, I haven't really posted that much, but when I post something, I'll put a little message in there like this is an example of one of the picks, but just follow if you are really interested. Like I don't want you to follow.
Yeah.
Hasn't really worked out yet. We only have 2 followers.
Well, we started out with close to 2 when Chris had our other social media. So
I'm using that.
And one of them's Chris.
The other one is Lock Talk. Is the other one I told you. LOCCTOCC. And that one's similar thing, but I don't know if they have a function where they do, where you can link your picks, but we can't link any of our picks, which is like the hardest part with those sites. Same thing. You put on the picks you like, and I got 20 followers on there. So
nice.
Do you on that one? I haven't used them like a week. I've been busy with some other stuff. So want to go back on there, but
nice. That's 20 followers.
That's the guy that I talked to. I told him he should come on the podcast sometime, and he was interested. Talked about his website. He built it. It seems like a cool dude. So I think we should have him on.
I wonder, how did you find Picket? Is
Probably
is
Twitter
on
or
Twitter?
Instagram. Like people hit me up on Instagram all the time that have stuff like that. So
It'd be cool to have whoever made that guy on there too.
yeah, I'll reach out.
I like the way that it looks too. It's very like clean, and it has really. You were the one that showed us the calendar, where
Yeah.
it shows your calendar and how you
Yeah.
do each day. Like the visual of it is really nice. There's something about having a nice visual that like really I like for some reason.
It's
That's why
everything.
I spent all this time editing these videos.
Yeah.
I want the visual, like it's super important for aesthetically, like when people are looking at something to enjoy it.
And now our
Yeah.
lighting's different too.
Yeah,
Chris isn't all lit up like last time.
There's something.
I'm still
Oh
pretty
yeah, the
lit up.
lighting is more even.
Yeah.
God, I'm sweating a lot. You guys hot at all? Or is it just me?
No.
I'm a little nervous. What else you got, Jake, on your list there?
Let me see. Who do I got? I was just gonna show our ROI comparison over the last 6 months just to see how our investment does versus other investments out there. And so I was looking at real estate. I was looking at if you want to invest in oil or a hot company like Tesla, Apple, Amazon, gold, S&P 500, Bitcoin, etc. So I just wanted to see how we compare. So in the last 6 months, Vanguard Real Estate Index, VNQ, is down 6%. Exxon is up 6%. Tesla is up 5.6%. S&P 500, 6%. Gold, 12%. Apple, 21%. Amazon, 27%. You Bet Smart, 46%. So we're doing better than Amazon, Apple, Gold, S&P 500, all the ones that I listed. The one that's beating us right now is Bitcoin.
How much is Bitcoin up?
70% in the last 6 months.
Damn, we're not winning.
No. So
What made you pick the Vanguard one?
I was just looking for a random real estate ETF.
Oh, okay.
So just something like a broad index. I didn't put a lot of time into that. Vanguard's very reputable and it's a great index. So
yeah. We got money in Vanguard. I like those ETFs. The ETFs are like it's boring because you don't really do anything. You know, you just invest and then there's nothing really to do. You make money, but it's still fun because you're making money.
Yeah. So
did you guys ever check out that Quiver quantitative website?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. I'm obsessed with that website.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun because you get to. It's like basically everybody in Congress or the House of Representatives, any politician, and you get to see like what they're buying I can't wait to like see who's buying what.
That sounds amazing.
Well, that's what I bought those two ETFs. It's one that follows Pelosi's trades and it's one that follows I can't remember who the Republican is, but
so you did go on it.
No, I went on. I had bought this before. We talked about this before. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's an ETF that Pelosi,
the Pelosi ETF?
Yeah, the Pelosi ETF, and there's a Republican that somehow knows all the good trades. So,
or what about the Jim Cramer reverse ETF?
That's a cool one too.
That's a good one. Yeah, my wife's hooked. So we came up with a game plan where we're taking like $50,000 and then we're gonna dollar cost average it.
Nice.
So every like month over the next 25 months, we're gonna put $2,000 and then we're just gonna find out what a Congress person bought that month and we're just diving into it. And my wife is obsessed. She like looks every day because it just keeps on going up.
Nice.
So she's all excited. She's like, what are we gonna buy this month? Because June's coming up in a couple days. So what are we gonna buy in June? I'm like, I don't know. We got to see what Congress does.
Does it update you when they sell and then you get out? Okay.
Yeah, it shows you every time someone buys something and every time someone sells.
Okay.
So like the stocks that we've bought so far, what I do is at the beginning of the month, I go in, make sure nobody's sold them.
Okay.
The ones that we have.
Yeah.
And if they're still holding, then I move on to like, what are we going to buy this month?
Okay. That's a really cool idea, man.
Yeah. I mean,
like
it's something this guy, the guy that came up with that.
Yeah.
He has cool videos on TikTok. That's where I heard about it.
Okay.
I just learned everything through TikTok.
We should have him on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just
See
kidding.
how many followers, how many subscribers do you have?
yeah,
Half a million.
Yeah, it might be a tough get, but I could reach out.
We're still working on Pete Rose.
We hashtag let Pete in. We got to talk about that.
You
don't think it's gonna happen?
No, I think it can happen one day, but it's gonna be dark. Is he still gonna be alive by the time we get big enough for him to come on?
What if we sign a petition or start a petition and
Like a fucking
get people to sign?
So you said he was $30,000 to get for that.
So you can search.
Speaking.
Yeah, you can search for like how much would it cost to have Pete Rose talk to you or whatever, and everything that shows up are speaking fee engagements, and it says it's about 25 grand. Contact this number or this email, and I just haven't even done it yet because
maybe that's him flying out there too, though, right? Maybe if we come to him,
I think it's 25 grand plus accommodations.
Okay.
But that could just be something that's weird on the internet that he has. But I know people want to talk to him. So there's a lot of people that probably want to do the same thing what we do. So we could try it. I could reach out to his agent and be like, hey, we're huge fans. We want him on the show. Like, we don't want to talk about anything that has to do with the scandal. We just want to talk betting, like gambling on baseball, and like get some picks from him and like talk about that.
He has a podcast?
He has a podcast, yeah.
Do you know if they talk about betting on there?
Yeah,
they do.
That's all.
That's the podcast.
Yeah.
It's about sports betting. He gives out picks. It's called
Pete's Picks.
Pete's Picks or something. I think
like
what a clever name.
I'm pulling it up right here. It's off of Quake. That guy Ben Wilson does it with him. He kind of like runs it, and then Pete's like the color commentator. What is it called? It's Pete's. What is it called? Pete's Picks. But I wanted to find PeteRose.com. Why don't we just text them right now?
That's a good idea.
Because they have a cell phone number on this website. There it is right now. It's out of League City, Texas. I shouldn't blow up and the number is no.
Everybody
text.
Rose, yeah, go
Pete Rose's agent.
Go on the You Bet Smart podcast. We all want to see it.
Everybody text. I'm gonna text him right now. Because then I won't do it.
On Instagram or what?
It's on his website.
I see one on Instagram right here.
Oh, a phone number?
Is
it the 281 number?
The official Instagram of Pete Rose for business inquiries. Contact Ryan Fitterman.
Yeah, is it the 281 number? That's the area code.
No, this is a different one.
Oh, let's text everybody.
Maybe you could try a different one.
Yeah. So what should I say? What do you guys think I should say on it?
I don't know. Like, we're big fans. We'd love to talk to you about sports betting. Our podcast is about sports betting. We don't care about talk about anything in the past. We want to talk about like what's going on now with sports betting.
Well, we're probably gonna have to pay him. Should I make it transactional? Like, hey,
yeah, how much would it be to have Pete Rose come on our podcast?
Yeah,
because we're handicappers and it's our dream guest. Like, what's ballpark at how much it would be to have him come on our podcast?
And is that like flying him out here to come on, or we go to him?
I'll go to him would probably be better.
We can drive to Vegas and make a weekend trip out of it. A Vegas trip.
Yeah, we can take all of our lights.
We'll just pack the whole. Do a road.
We're gonna have to figure out how to record this shit not over the internet though. If we're gonna go out there and do it,
because if we're gonna get Pete Rose, we can't do it on street. Like we gotta do it live.
Yeah, it's
we have to be in the room with him. So it feels good. I don't know. There's something about like being in the room.
Yeah,
that I like. Okay, so just transactional. Let's say,
yeah, hey, we're interested in having Pete Rose come on our podcast. What's a ballpark figure to have him come on?
Okay.
And send him the link to our video where we're talking about it and contact him.
Well, I got to make the video first.
So I tried the Instagram link and it's not working.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a link.
I just wonder if the person that's handling that, like how many of these they get a day. I bet a lot of people, but I wonder how many people are like, hey, let me know how much it would be. Because a lot of people are probably like coming to our show for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make it like, hey, we'll give you some. You guys obviously are doing this for money.
Yeah.
So we'll give you something for his time.
30 minutes, $1,000.
30 minutes, $1,000.
Let them make the first offer.
Yeah. Oh, but in negotiating, aren't you supposed to make the first offer?
I
No.
don't know.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
sure
you
it's
said that.
debatable.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I've heard from a book,
No.
an audio book that
No,
you're
'cause
supposed to. No?
Think about when you go buy a car. Like the first thing they ask you is like, what do you want your monthly payment to be?
Okay.
Yeah, they want you to say the first number.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, maybe that's because they can figure out which level you're at. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time if you think you're gonna buy this car.
I could be completely wrong, but I don't think you want to be the first person to put out any information on anything when there's a sale going on. I think you want the person that's buying to give you their information first, because then if someone says like if you were like, we'll pay him $1,000, they could be like, well, the speaking fee is really $3,000, because they think that's within the range that you might want to go up to.
Well, I had a friend that he knew exactly what a car was selling for, like insider information of what that car manufactures for. And so he made specifically that offer to where the guy like made no money on it.
Yeah.
And the guy ended up taking it. He's like, he made a very specific number. Like, I will only pay this.
Yeah. You would have to know exactly what Pete Rose charges.
We would have to know what he charges first, and then we can
we'll give you $1,498.99.
This is what I said. Hi, we're interested in Pete Rose coming on our podcast. How much would it cost for his time? We will come to him to make it happen.
Should I?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag get Pete in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
I love being like cheeky and cheesy on stuff, but I'm not on the business text.
No, I don't know if that's. I think that would be a good way, because they could be like, well, what does this guy want to talk about? Like, do you want to talk about the gambling, or we put like hashtag let Pete in?
They probably will ask, well, what's your podcast? We need to hear what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, let them ask that then.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send it, and it's sent. God, that'd be great if they respond right away. It says it's a landline.
Oh no!
Damn, so you gotta call. Should I call?
No.
Okay, I'll call right now.
You're gonna call right now?
I'll call right now and just see
Okay.
what happens. So what time is it in Vegas? Oh, it's in Texas. So it's 4:30 right now. Okay.
Yeah, all right, we got to be quiet on this, Jake.
Do we have to tell him that he's on a podcast?
Oh yeah, you do.
Should I say?
Yeah.
Or if not, then we'll just edit it. If he says something bad, we'll just edit it out. But we're not like big enough to where
I think
it matters.
you gotta let someone know when you're recording,
Or just let them know. Yeah.
It depends
Oh,
whether it's
that
a
you're on a
two-party
recorded
state.
line.
Yeah, you gotta let them know.
I'll just say, hey, you're on a recorded line right now.
Yeah.
Because I think podcasts might be a little weird.
Okay.
They probably get this shit all the time. We think we're like doing something fancy. Okay. What's his name? Do you know his name? No.
Trish, put it up.
The email says Trish. I'm not gonna say. I guess it's the weekend. Maybe they're not in the office. I'll leave a message.
Thank you for calling Fitterman Sports. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you've reached this recording during office hours, we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you again for calling Fitterman Sports.
Hi, my name is Scott, and I'm with You Bet Smart podcast. We are interested in having Pete Rose on our podcast, and we wanted to know how much it would be for his time. And we will also go to him to make it easier on you guys. So let me know. My number is beep. I fucked that up.
Yeah,
You hung up.
I didn't want to say my number.
yeah, I would have beat that.
Okay, well, should I try that again? I've totally fucked that up. I got to my number and I'm like, I don't want to say my number.
No, just call back and say, sorry, I got disconnected. My
Okay,
number
yeah.
is.
Because it says she heard the beep and it
Yeah.
probably sounds a little weird.
Yeah, just be like, sorry, I got disconnected. I'm in a bad area.
I'm sure that didn't
Can't we
sound bad.
block
Yeah,
out your number?
Did we laugh at the end of it?
No,
Okay.
I hung up
Okay.
right away.
So then
I
you
hung up
say,
right away.
sorry, it got cut off. I'm in a bad area. My phone number is.
I messed that up.
No, that's great. This is even better.
Okay, we'll get that. We'll fix that. Yeah, I hung out right away. So
Just say, I'm in a bad area.
What did she answer?
Trish. Yeah, I got nervous on that. Jesus, Mr. Rose.
We're prank calling Pete Rose right now.
Thank you for calling Fitterman Sports. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you've reached this recording during office hours, we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you again for calling Fitterman Sports.
Hi, this is Scott again. I think I got cut off. I'm kind of in a bad area. My number is 949-291-0916. And like I said, my name's Scott, and we'd love to have Pete Rose on our podcast. All right, thanks. Bye. All right.
Oh,
That was great.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is gonna be fucking hilarious when she gets both those messages. Like, beep. What the fuck was that? Beep.
Beep. I wonder if God, I would love
Did you
to
hear the
that.
message?
Yeah.
It said, "Thanks for calling again." The recording.
Thanks for calling again.
That just might have been. Thanks for calling, comma again.
Yeah,
Because they say thanks for calling at the beginning, and then at the end, thanks for calling, comma again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
but they must have known we called.
Yeah, that's weird. They're like, this happens all the time.
People get super nervous.
People get nervous and they have to call back. You don't know how many times people go,
We got another one of those beep callers.
we got another one. Oh shit. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We should probably close it out. Well, where can we find us?
You Bet Smart at You Bet Smart on Twitter, at You Bet Smart Pod on Twitter, at You Bet Smart on Instagram, TikTok. Just the letter U, BTSMART. Search us. You'll find us on any social media platform.
And if you like sports betting, follow us on Picket. We need to get number 3.
And Lock Talk.
We need to get number 3. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
We'll talk next week.
It was a blast.
Bye.